All right. Welcome everybody. Ged, it is another Bad Batch Wednesday. How's it going, buddy?
It's great, man. Good old Bad Batch Wednesday. I've enjoyed doing this again. It's weird because sometimes it can feel like a chore sometimes making sure that, especially with that time where we were doing like 2 or 3 a week. But I missed doing these, so it's nice to be back at it.
You know what? It is nice because I don't have a lot of like close personal friends who just want to gab about Star Wars. So like it's awesome getting on here with you and just being able to just chat about it. Like we both of us literally just, the way our format is, we just watched the episode.
Yep.
It's fresh in the mind. So you kind of getting our, instant reaction to everything we saw and how we're feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So we have episode 4. We see Omega and Crosshair, which it's a nice little cool team up. I'm not gonna lie. Omega's had her team ups with all the clones so far. Last season was Tech, Wrecker before that, Hunter in the first season, and now Crosshair gets his time. Well, I don't know how long lasted it's going to be, but anyways, he gets one episode of chumming around with Omega, and I thought it was interesting that Omega's called the shots the whole time.
Here's what I'll say. It's been a long time coming. He has always had this disdain for Omega. When they were all together in season 1, she was the burden. She was the extra baggage. And to see what's happened, like everybody who has followed this series has wanted to see this. So I thought it was great fan service regardless, just to have them have this episode.
Yeah. And we all knew Crosshair was going to have his like redemption arc, and I'm here for it. Like I know it's no surprise, but like
100%
for him to be evil, like I know, well, like he had the chip, like the clones had the chip. He thought he really identified with the Empire, but like once he got in there, he was like you could, like he knew that wasn't for him. He saw what they were doing to his brothers, and now when he sees that and he realizes, I'm no longer really like the Republic's gone. I'm not a clone soldier anymore. Now he's starting to take that shine to Omega, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe what she's doing for him is exactly what she did for the rest of the crew, right? It's giving them something to fight for.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Giving them
part
purpose.
of the crew. Yeah, exactly.
Giving them purpose.
She's an important cog for them. So, and I like it. And you knew it was setting up the whole time because he's just like, you're wasting my skills or something like that.
Yeah. Now we do it your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Omega does her, they gotta get some money. It kind of started off as your standard filler episode, but like I was like, you know what? I'm enjoying the new relationship, so I'm not gonna be that too bothered by it.
Think so? Really? You thought?
Well, it started a little bit. No, I get there. But we get to see some gambling, which was nice, a little different take for them. And of course, Omega is the hustler, and all the tricks she learned with the other clones are all being applied here. I feel all the new things she's learned over the years.
Who is the character we couldn't stand, and we're looking forward to them going? The big lizard.
Oh yeah,
I've already forgotten.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so glad. But those are skills that she learned from that time. So as much as we're so glad that part of the story is done, there is a little bit of a nod there because she taught her how to hustle.
What the hell is that Trandoshan's name all of a sudden?
I love
in the chat if you remember it.
Trandoshan, but you can...
Oh, we complain about her so much.
Oh, she's so bad.
Oh, it's killing me.
So
I can't remember.
bad.
I know I could Google it. But yeah, so they need credits, your standard type story, and you knew the Empire was setting them up. They weren't going to play clean. And then we get the, let's do it your way, Crosshair. So then we got a nice little action piece. And tell me if you felt this. Did you feel like the action set piece when they started to let the creatures go? I got some Jurassic Park vibes. Especially with the commander like in front of the big cage, and the cage swings open. It just reminded me of like being like when they're like in front of the T-Rex pen when the T-Rex gets out, sort of thing.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then was that? I'm assuming that's a Rathtar that got him.
I believe so. It looked exactly like a Rathtar.
Yeah, we just saw the arm, but I'm assuming that's what it was. but yeah, then they get away and they got to ditch ships because obviously they keep stealing Imperial ships, and then they steal a cargo ship that obviously the Imperials can track. So she sends her coded message out, and we already have our
Sid.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sid.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Do you think Sid pops up this season? Absolutely, right? She's got to.
I mean, I hope not, but I don't think we really have an option.
But do you think she, goes
if she pops up, it better be for some redemption. She better not hoop them in some way.
No, I don't even want to see her redeemed.
Or I hope or if she gets caught in a crosshair, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and then we get our reunion, and there's a lot of different emotions going on in this scene.
Yeah.
We get the happy Wrecker, like he got his best friend / daughter back.
Yeah.
Hunter has the father figure reaction, and then they're just like, I can't believe like you did this. Like, how'd you do this?
Yeah.
Well, I had help. And then Crosshair's there, and I was really expecting them to have the same reaction they'd had towards Omega, because they've talked at length that he's still our brother.
He's still our brother.
Like, we got to save him, like, all that stuff. And they're looking at him sideways. Like,
I think it was just for dramatic effect.
Yeah. Because it's a cliffhanger they end on.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like one of those it's gonna
be
one of those Landos, like where it's like you and then
yeah. No, you're right. They've spoken at length about the fact that no matter what, he was still their brother, and I think it'll be tough because obviously there's a lot to digest from Tech.
Yeah.
But I think they'll be so happy to have him back that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Omega must have told him about Tech.
Yeah.
But he gets to maybe potentially grieve with his brothers a little bit.
Yep. It was such a growing episode for Crosshair. I mean, how many times did Omega wave him off from doing what he normally does?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. Even just the value of life. And I think it's funny because that's been a thing when we do these. I kind of try and find these kind of hidden messages and themes. And the one thing Crosshair has never had is the value for life. And you see
he's just like, hey, I could just kill all these people. I could kill all
these guys. Yeah. But you see it at the end of the last season where he sacrifices the officer.
Yeah.
And the value for life for a clone. And now it's translated to animals. And I like that. I think that it's definitely a new dimension. And I think it complements the fact that his hands are shaky.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of very cool symbolism there that he had steady hands and would end life without even a hesitation. And now his hands are shaking. He's starting to understand the value of life. And I think that that's a very, very cool.
And now that you say that, I kind of forgot about the shaky hand. But I did notice, though, whenever Crosshair gets into a gunfight, I expect him to one-shot everybody. Mind you, he doesn't have his rifle. But I did notice there's a few shots where he clearly missed, and it took a quick second shot to finish it off.
Yep.
I don't know if that's at all related to shaky hand or that's just, dramatic effect. Like, we can't just have him destroying everyone, but like,
I think it's absolutely the first
set. You know what I mean?
I think it's absolutely the first. I think it is the fact that he's.
And that's a cool detail if they're working that in there, because it was very subtle of the couple of those misses, but I noticed it would like miss the stormtrooper, then he would fire a second time and then get him. So it was like a two-shotter. Yep. But you come to expect him to be,
one shot.
Yeah, he's shooting rifles down the barrels of tanks and blowing them up with one shot, right? Like, he's done that in episodes. So, it's where do you think they're going to go now? Because now we got they're reunited. Obviously, Hemlock and them are looking for them.
I think they're going to Tantus, and I hope they're going to get Rex.
Well, that's what I think the next is. They're going to get Rex and Echo, and I think Rex and Echo are going to have a crew with them.
Let's go.
Yeah,
because this is the final season. This is it. They got to lay it all out. I think it's Rex. I think it's Echo. I think the next couple storylines are really going to be getting everyone together.
Man, do you think they do like a big clone assault takeover of Tantus and like they destroy everything, but one shuttle gets away with like whatever cloning data they can get
with
right?
the
And
M
just
with
takes
the
off.
M transfer of that one thing of blood, and that's what they ride the farm on.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That'd be. Yeah. I wonder if that's where we're heading. There's one other note I want to talk to you about. Where is it? What do you think's going on with Hemlock's hand? Like, he's like every scene. He always has the glove on, but every scene he's just doing this. Every scene he's massaging it, and like I've noticed it, but haven't paid attention. But this episode, he was in it for just a little bit, and literally he walks into the cell and just rubbing his hand. I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like, if it's,
I think he's got a little Anakin arm under there.
well, I mean, if it's a robotic, like,
then why would he?
Yeah, like you would think there's nothing, whatever. But if there's, and like when they skinned over, for example, Luke's hand, well, I guess Luke had touch and feeling. Like maybe it just feels, I don't know, is it feeling itchy over the robotics? Or I don't know, does he got something else crazy going on in there? Like he is doing crazy genetic experiments. I don't know.
Well, I wonder if he got into cloning because he wanted to get into genetics. Maybe he's got a deformity.
Yeah, something's going on with that hand though.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just his. Maybe it's just his character. It's just his nervous tick, or But yeah. If you're watching, if you haven't noticed, you'll notice every single scene he's in.
Now that's all I'm going to see every time Hemlock walks in.
So it's so much that I think that they're just reusing the same animation of him over and over and over again to save on money, and this happens to be the animation.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
But I think that's all I got for this episode. Again, these Bad Batch episodes are like 25 minutes. So, anything else did you mine from this episode that we haven't talked about?
No, I mean, I think we moved over quickly the whole Omega and Crosshair thing and the development and her calling the shots. I mean, you alluded to it, but it really is the transition between, from her being that extra baggage to really playing a meaningful part in that crew. Hunter refers to Omega as part of their squad, part of their crew, and she literally, you're right, like she literally leads that entire episode, and that's amazing.
Yeah, and you brought up that Crosshair, he could do whatever he wants whenever he wants, and I kind of feel like that was here too. He's like, well, let's see what Omega's learned. I'll just observe, knowing that at any minute he could just take control of the situation. So it's good growth for him to see. I don't have to kill everyone to get myself out of this situation, and now he's learning trust and what Omega can do,
the value of life,
because he hasn't been on that tight team with her the last however long it's been, right? So he's seeing what she's been up to and what they've been fighting for. So I definitely hope we get to see more of the one-on-one stuff between them.
Yeah, for sure.
Hello,
I would agree.
Mazen, how's it going?
What's going on, Mazen?
I guess the other place we're heading to is we've seen the bounty hunt. Did you watch the trailer for this season?
No,
you probably haven't. Oh,
I try and stay away from it.
There's I'll just say there's quite a few cameos coming up from
looking forward to it.
Bounty hunting faction, so to say. So I got a feeling our boy Hemlock is going to be putting out quite the bounty on.
Well, in this episode, they did say let all of our associates know, or all of our whatevers know. So
was it operatives or something?
Yeah,
like that?
all of they're calling them all in.
Yeah. You can probably guess who two of them are because they've been in the show before, but there is one big surprise one, who you will not be expecting. But yeah, they're
all right.
Yeah, I can't wait to talk about that episode with you.
I wonder when it'll happen.
Yeah, I got a feeling it'll be a middle episode. Would be my guess. Sometime I don't think it'll come into play for the finale, but I got a feeling it's going to be one of these middle ones. They're going to run into said person.
All right.
You got a score for this one?
I'm going to give it 8 because I loved the ending. The whole episode is good. I loved the cliffhanger. Like, whenever you can have me end an episode and already look forward to next week's, You got me. I'm flat out 8. Character development was great. Omega was fantastic. Crosshair was patient. I love the dog. Batcher. 8. You?
Well, I was really trying to think back to the premiere, which I gave 8-1.
You did.
So I'll probably go. You know what? I might be the same as you. I might be 8 here because
Which is great.
I can't give him more than getting Palpatine on camera. You know what I mean?
No.
But it was great, and to all the points you said, I love the development of. I don't know, like Omega. Like, I can't even think to what she was like in season 1. Obviously, she was very naive, bright, and not knowing the world. But like, I tend to somehow. I enjoy the episodes with her, especially with random team ups.
Yeah.
And, with Crosshair, there's a lot of opportunity there for both of them to get some interesting character development.
Yeah. And I think it's worth noting that, we were pretty hard on season 2 because season 2 wasn't that great, but you got to give credit to the writing. Like, we're in season 3. And there is still character development within the core group. And that is an accomplishment. There are not many shows that you and I will watch where characters continue to develop throughout multiple seasons. Normally they develop through the first season or so, and then that's just who they are. Yeah, but the writers of the show have done a really good job at, especially with Crosshair, removing them, then reintroducing him, and then having him redevelop almost like an altered persona. Yeah. And like seeing him fight that transition. And I like that. I think that's I think it's really, really clever and really well done. It's like we're going to get to be reintroduced now to the Bad Batch, where we have the big teddy bear that is Wrecker. We have the father figure now that is Hunter. And we have the transitioned hard ass that is going to be Crosshair. If you look at when we were first introduced them in season 1, you would never in a million years ever think that was going to be the case. And
Crosshair is essentially going to be a different character. The Bad Batch team dynamics will be completely different.
Yeah, for sure.
And then we're expecting not only Echo, but I'm assuming Rex. You would hope Rex would be somewhat of a bigger piece of this.
So
right?
Excited.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, because Rex didn't show up in Ahsoka. Like, maybe he still will, but like, he didn't show up season 1. Like, if this is our last real big series with like Rex as potentially a character, like, got to give us some more Rex.
Oh God, yeah.
And if I did have any complaints this episode, it's not really a complaint. It's like I wish they wouldn't have reunited that fast. Like, I could have gone for another episode or 2,
100%
of Omega and Crosshair on the run, trying to survive, and you know what I mean. But
I'd give you that, for sure.
But we'll see. We'll see where they're going from here. All right, so that will wrap it up for us. You will see us again next Wednesday evening with our review for episode 5, and we'll see you guys all in the next one. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought of this episode, and we'll chat next week. Peace out.